Hey everyone, welcome to the reading. We're going to see what you guys need to know right now. It's a collective message. It could be past, present, or future. You're going to know best how this resonates for you, okay, and where it fits on the timeline. Now, right before I turned on the camera, there's a song that started playing in my head, and I, immediately I was like, okay, so there's a message in this song, and I had to look up the lyrics because I even forgot which song it was. I only had the words playing in my mind. But this song, I feel like is significant or important today for the reading. So it's called Millstone by the band Brand New. And I'm going to read you guys the lyrics, okay? Because reading this now, it kind of makes sense why this popped in my head. So he sings, I used to be such a burning example. I used to be so original. I'm actually going to skip down a little bit, okay? Because I feel like this next part is more important. I used to pray like God was listening. I used to make my parents proud. I was the glue that kept my friends together. Now they don't talk and we don't go out. Take me out tonight. This ship of fools I'm on will sink. I'm my own stone around my neck. Be my breath. There's nothing I wouldn't give. Throw me that lifeline. The ship of fools I'm on will sink. And then he just sings the same thing again. So basically what I'm getting from this song here, I used to sleep without a single stir because I was about my father's work. So this is like someone that used to think that they were doing everything right? They used to pray like God was listening. They used to make their parents proud. And now this person is realizing that they are they're sinking themselves, okay? Because they are their own stone around their neck on a ship with fools that's sinking. So, it's like they used to be a good person, or they used to think that they were doing everything right, okay? They used to do everything to make their parents proud. They used to try and do things the right way. And they got themselves into a situation where now the ship is sinking, and they did it to themselves. He sings in this song, now I've made this bed and I can't fall asleep in it. So this is someone, they've made their own bed with something, okay? They've tied the own stone around their neck, and they can't fall asleep with what they've done because they're sitting there going, well, I used to do everything the right way. I used to pray to God, or I used to make my parents proud, right? So somewhere along the way, things went wrong for this person. And I thought that was super interesting that this song popped into my head right before I turned the camera on, okay? So let's see who this is about, guys. Who is this person? It's also kind of that energy of people that think that they're doing things for the right reasons when they're only like justifying something that is now sinking their own ship, right? Now they want a lifeline. Throw me a lifeline because now I'm on a boat that's sinking and I've tied a stone around my own neck. And I thought that I was doing this to make my parents proud, or I thought I was doing something in the name of God even, and it's like, where did this person go wrong? Because now they've made a bed and they don't want to fall asleep in their bed, okay? So let's see, who's this about? So we have the Six of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, and the Two of Cups, and then we have the Five of Swords. Okay, so 6-2-2-5. Now this has something to do with something that was given to someone or something that was received by someone, okay? And a choice that this person made when it comes to a relationship. So I feel like this has something to do with the choice that this person made at some point, that they might have done it for other people, right? Because like it doesn't, in the song he sings, I used to make my parents proud. I was the glue that kept my friends together. So they could have done something here for other people, thinking that they were doing the right thing because it was for people that are close to them. But that doesn't always mean that's the right thing to do, right? It's the right thing. I shouldn't say it that way. It's the best thing for those people, possibly, right? Favorable for them to get them the best outcome. But does that mean it's the right thing to do? Right? Because even in the end of the song, look, he sings, never hit their brakes. There was no time to see. He just ran out in the street. Anybody know his name? I think I recognize him. He sure as hell paid for that mistake. So, I mean, that's kind of dark and sinister, right? But never hit their brakes. It's like, does anybody know his name though? So something, I mean, what you can read out of that is that somebody here got hit by a car, okay? Because somebody didn't hit their brakes in time. But nobody recognizes the person. Does anybody know his name? Now someone has to pay for that mistake. You know, it's something like someone here has to pay for a mistake that they've made, okay? And, you know, I don't know. We'll see what this is, guys. I'll just leave it at that for now. What's the Six of Pentacles here? I mean, that could also just be a metaphor for the fact that whatever this person did, there was no time to see. So they didn't hit the brakes on something because they didn't see something clearly until it was too late, right? And you still have to pay for that mistake even if you didn't see something on time. Like you can't just walk away from the scene and go, oh, well, I didn't see it. I didn't see it in time. Okay. But you never hit the brakes either. Right? So what's the Six of Pentacles? The Three of Cups. Yeah, this has to do with a group of people, okay, or their friends. Something that they did to help their friends, be generous to their friends, or something that was given to them by a group of people here. This was manipulation. This was lies and manipulation, and the Seven of Cups. I mean, that's kind of like the metaphor that I just said, right? It's like, well, I couldn't see it. I didn't see it in time, you know? I couldn't see this. I didn't know, right? The Queen of Cups. What's the Two of Wands? The Hierophant. This is a choice that someone made here. As a Hierophant, yeah, a choice comes out again. The Two of Wands. Bad memories of the past, all right? Or this person is stuck in the past, or they're stuck in a decision that they made in the past that they might regret now. Yeah, because they might be realizing now that this decision that they made in the past was a bad decision and it actually put a stone around their neck, right? Metaphorically, of course, right? Why is the Two of Cups here? The High Priestess, the Page of Wands. The King of Cups in reverse. This has to do with communication, a message about a relationship with a King of Cups in reverse. Now, I feel like, honestly, that was just another mistake that this person ended up making to try and smooth things over. It's like a snowball effect, right? They already pushed the snowball down the mountain and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And instead of stopping it and hitting the brakes on it, they just start packing things on, hoping that it'll get big enough to steamroll through is what I'm kind of getting here, all right? So what's the Six of Pentacles? The bad karma, bad luck, bad karma, bad fortune, bottom of the wheel, all right? That did not go as expected, I guess. No, they're stuck. They're stuck in the upside down world, okay? What is this that was given here? Six of Pentacles. Imprisonment. Well, they could have tried to hand something over to someone, trying to trap someone else or trying to trap you in something, all right? They could have tried handing something over to someone, like giving someone some sort of information, but this information was false. It was a lie. It was manipulation. It was an illusion. It was just a bunch of confusion, a bunch of mess, okay? Whatever they tried handing over here. A coffin. Trying to get someone imprisoned for a death, really? Okay. So that's this person, King of Pentacles, that tied a stone around their own neck with that one, yeah. Oh, look who it is. Main male in the reverse. Well. Yeah, this is someone that tried to get you in trouble here, in some big trouble. Coffin, imprisonment. That's like going to jail for a death. This is what they try to do to you. That's why their karma is so bad. Because it was all based on lies and manipulation. That's what they were expecting. That's what they were expecting to happen to you. They were expecting you to go to jail for a death, really. In the courthouse. Wow. Tell me more about this manipulation. Queen of Swords in the reverse. And a Magician. I mean, the Queen of Swords in reverse next to the Magician, that's giving me like this AI thing again, right? I don't know if it's that, but it's giving me some sort of artificial intelligence kind of a thing again. Oh, look who's here. King of Pentacles. It's your judgment day. That's why I've gotten like what, how many readings just about this person now? All week. All week. Yeah, and this person working together with others here. This King of Pentacles was working together with others, creating some sort of AI bullshit, trying to get you in prison for a death, really. Wow. That's like this, you know what this is? This is like a scam, fraud, corrupt prosecutor that gets AI dropped on their desk and then they just put it into the evidence as if it were real, right? Oh, look, girl with the snake, being charmed or used. So this is how this person was used by their parents, by their friends, trying to make everyone else proud of them or what? That's the truth. That's the truth. How this person abused their force, honor, and their powers, okay? Wow. Tell me more about this Queen of Swords reverse. I like you. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming. Fun flirting. Want a date. So this has to do with some sort of AI stuff about dating, and we're trying to create some sort of an illusion or manipulation about someone dating and flirting, okay? Somebody thinking about someone, unsure of the future. Okay, so someone here was unsure of the future because of some sort of flirting and dating. The chaser, somebody chasing after someone, having a fear of abandonment. Whatever that means. Okay, the chaser. What's that about? A bad strategy, a bad plan, something that wasn't going to go anywhere, wasn't thought out very well, or somebody that just doesn't do any work. They want rewards without any effort. So they didn't do any kind of real investigating when it comes to this whole thing, okay? There's no real investigation here. This is just someone that got a bunch of fake evidence dropped on their lap, and they said, okay, fine, I'll do something with it, right? Yeah. Oh, I said it too, an investigator. The other thing is that this person, what I feel like is that they didn't even really look into the fact that all of this stuff was fake or fabricated. So it's kind of like someone that abuses their position of authority to steer a investigation only in one direction, which is you're guilty, okay? And that's not allowed. You also have to find the real evidence, okay? Or you have to actually look into the evidence. You have to put it through forensics. You have to really investigate, right? You can't just say, I'm going to frame an innocent person and I'm not even going to look at any other kind of evidence that disproves it. You can't do that. But that's what this person did with their sham investigation here of you, okay? 10 of Pentacles in the reverse, something about losing a lot of money, not having any money, losing an inheritance. Okay. A Queen of Pentacles and the Lovers. This has to do with a Queen of Pentacles and a lover, or a Queen of Pentacles and a relationship. What's that about? How they try to mirror something here. Introspection. It's about investigating something, all right? Actually looking into something, actually trying to figure something out. Or they just tried to mirror something here, all right? They used some sort of an opportunity to create some sort of reflection, okay? Text, calls, and emails. Conversations, mirroring something with text calls, emails, messages, conversations. What is that about? Messages, yeah. Page of Wands. It has to do with messages. About a Queen of Wands in the reverse. A Queen of Swords in reverse. And the Five of Swords. They used some sort of an AI version of you. I'm pretty sure that's this Queen of Swords in reverse. So Queen of Swords in reverse is either the fake AI version of you, or it's an actual person, copycat, that has stood in for you while they use some sort of an AI filter over this person to make it look like it's you. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure at this point, all right? And they did this with this AI version of you to mirror something with some sort of text messages. So basically they create text messages, or they have some sort of messages that are not from you, that are not yours, okay? But they're trying to make it look like it's your messages. So they get a stand-in body double here. And then they create a fake AI video of whatever this situation was. And that's what they bring the King of Pentacles, trying to frame you for murder. Isn't that insane? I'm pretty sure that's exactly what they did. Okay. And now there's somebody that can't get out of something here. A King of Wands in the reverse. All right, whoever this, I mean, Queen of Wands in reverse, King of Wands in reverse. I don't know what that is, but, or who these people are. Look at that, look at that. Five of Swords again, the Seven of Wands. They use straight up sabotage. Sorry. Oh, excuse me. Okay. They use straight up manipulation, sabotage, okay? Trying to defend themselves, trying to block someone, trying to get what they want. This is deceit. This is gossip, slander, lies, criminal behavior, criminal mind games to try and defend themselves and block something, block someone. That was their great idea. This was their great idea. That was their idea. Why don't we just create fake messages, okay? Or take someone else's messages where they're committing a crime. So it's like the criminals using their own messages where they're committing crimes to Photoshop it in a way where I guess it makes it look like it's you or something like that. And then let's just take the AI version of you and make it look like it's you, right? And then you have a King of Pentacles here, who's a corrupt prosecutor that's basically hogging the case, right? They've got it under their control. They don't let anybody else look at the evidence. They don't let forensics look at they don't let anyone do anything with the case or with the evidence because they know it's all fake, right? And that's how they try to set you up. Okay. That's the investigation. Or is this the catfish profile? Or whatever they're trying to keep a secret here. High Priestess. Well, yeah, what's the Hermit? Oh, look at that. A whole group of people. A whole group of people. 3 people. And money and a business and job and career. Or is this how these 3 people also set something up with money and your job or your business? Like what I said, like exactly what I say. It's like they're using an AI version of you, okay? A Queen of Swords in reverse. They're just slapping an AI filter on someone else and they're trying to make it look like it's you. Yeah. I swear that's what they're doing. I swear it is. Because it's not you. So who the fuck is it? All right? So why is this shit not going through forensics, right? Why is this King of Pentacles not letting these videos or pictures or whatever this is? Where's the experts looking at this stuff, huh? Oh no, you're not. The experts aren't allowed to look at it. 4 Cups. No, you're not allowed to look at this. You're not allowed to look at this evidence, right? Page of Pentacles, whatever this investment is or this payment is or whatever this woman is looking at on this piece of evidence there, I guess. No, you're not allowed to look in that. That's part of my case, right? 9 of Pentacles, money, business, okay, a career. 3 people. Who are the 3 people in those videos? I don't know. Ask the Queen of Swords in reverse and her friends. Right? Who are the 3 people in these videos or in these pictures or whatever they set up here? What's that? Messages from 3 people. The runner. This is how they try to run away with things. This is how they try to get away. They're in their ego. A bunch of runners here. Everybody trying to run in different directions, right? Okay, love in reverse. There's no love. This is how they tried to run away and get away with something not being about love, no passion, no affection, no attraction, no love. A karmic relationship, someone being triggered, in turmoil, resentment. This has to do with what a group of people told this King of Pentacles about someone being in their ego, being triggered, being in turmoil because of somebody not loving someone, a fear of intimacy. It has to do with a group of people communicating that you were triggered or in turmoil, or you resented someone because they don't love you and they don't want to commit to you. That could be that as well. Yeah, something about giving and receiving affection, kisses, falling in love, kisses. Unbelievable. I don't know. Okay. It's all about them trying to figure out how to get out of something with a job, with a business, something they said about your business or how you make your money, right? So in order to get out of that, they're like, look, we're just going to create fake AI videos. We know this corrupt prosecutor. We're going to send it over to them. They're going to just file it in. You know, nobody looks at it. Nobody even checks if it's real or not, right? Okay. Right? You were the glue that kept everyone together. Yeah, you were. Because without you, Mr. Prosecutor, this whole shit show would have gone to shit a long time ago. Okay? 2 of Wands. The Star. Wish fulfillment. Healing. Okay? Purpose. The Knight of Wands in reverse. Oh, yeah. This is like player energy. This is some sort of... yeah, like one night stand player. Okay, promiscuous energy. And even on the Star card, this girl is, you know, she's not wearing any clothes. So it could have something to do with like nudity, okay? At a house, right? Someone taking a leap of faith at a home, at a property. Oh no, don't tell me this is what this is. Ace of Wands. Oh God, what is that? A bad choice. It was a really bad choice. They made a really bad choice here. I'm telling you. They made one bad choice and they pushed that snowball off the hill. And ever since then, it's just been getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And they're just trying to steamroll it through. Okay. Yeah. Stabbed in the back. They made a really bad choice with somebody being attacked. Bad choice. To try and frame an innocent person for a murder, that was a really bad choice. All right. Wow. Heartbroken coffin. A breakup. Somebody's grieving and mourning over a breakup. They're deeply hurt and sad. And this has to do with a coffin, somebody being stabbed. Somebody being attacked. What is that about? A gift, whatever was given to someone, okay? Whatever was handed over to someone. Yeah, these are not your messages. About a child in the reverse. About someone losing a child, or something about a child or a baby, or somebody not being innocent, okay? These were not your messages. So let me get this straight. They hand over some sort of messages trying to accuse you of something that you didn't do. The thing though is that these are not your messages. So what they do is they all get together and take a leap of faith and a risk at a house, at your house, while you're not home, most likely, right? And then they get an AI body double of you, and they what? They try to create this? They try to recreate this. Is that really what they did? That is some crazy shit, yo. That is crazy as hell. Oh, because of the phone messages. So everything, wait a minute, everything that they wrote on the phone, or everything that they try to frame you with, that they were texting each other, or whatever this is on a phone, their messages on a phone. Wow. Seduction in paradise, or seduction, or you being a hooker, you having third parties, you sleeping around, being promiscuous, paradise, enjoying each other. Or something while you were out of town, something about while you were on vacation, you were out of town. Or someone was out of town, or somebody was having an affair on vacation. Okay, whatever that is. The arrow. That was the arrow. A surprise invitation or meeting. The arrow. The arrow has something to do with someone cheating. Okay, someone having a third party, hooking up with people, and them using this as some sort of an opportunity to say something about someone being heartbroken and wanting to hurt someone and attack someone and put them in a coffin. And that was a bad choice. What the hell? What's this Hierophant? Money, income, because they made a bad choice in the past that they can't get out of here with money, giving someone money, paying money for something, an official person. Because an official person, King of Pentacles, in the past tried to cover up something with money. And from that point on, everything, you want to know what this is? Why is this getting crazier and crazier and crazier? Why is the snowball getting bigger and bigger and bigger? Because this King of Pentacles, corrupt person in law, is doing everything to make sure the case stays in their grimy hands. So they keep having to come up with new shit, crazier shit, to keep a case in their hands so that it never gets investigated properly, okay? That's what this is giving me. So they just keep piling on things from all different kinds of directions, making it bigger and crazier. And it's all about keeping it in their control so that no real investigation can ever happen here. Yeah, this is what they did with this, someone losing an inheritance, okay? So when the first thing here started getting exposed with something about you being a lady or mister of the night and having people come over to your house, or how you make your money, okay? Something about being heartbroken and a death or whatever that is, right? Then they're like, okay, so that's not going to work. So how about we say something about collective being upset about losing an inheritance? That was the next thing that they went for, right? It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It just keeps snowballing. They just keep coming up with random shit that they can try. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles. It's just some sort of a long-term strategy. It's like, how about we pack on every single kind of a charge that we can think of so that this case stays with us forever and no real investigation can happen here, right? The Queen of Cups, their strategy with this Queen of Cups. It's basically like, look, as soon as your name gets cleared for one thing they're trying to accuse you of, they come up with the next shit. It's like this King of Pentacles, corrupt prosecutor, wants to make sure that your name, you know, as soon as your name gets cleared, they have something else that they can try and accuse you of. And it's really at the core of it to make sure that all the evidence stays with them. They don't want anyone to find out about this corrupt investigation they've been running for God knows how long. Because their hands, their dirty hands are all over it. Yeah, that's what they're protecting right now. This isn't even about them protecting their parents and their friends and their colleagues anymore. This is all about them protecting themselves and their own reputation. Right? Because this is like an egregious abuse of power. They're trying to save their own ass at this point. And they're hell-bent on sealing this thing up forever. Yeah. Yeah, this has to do with someone taking action here with a Page of Cups, okay? With a messages, good news, or what's that about? An Empress, a mother, okay? 5 of Pentacles. Someone being left out in the cold, okay? From a maternal energy, an Empress, or something about bad health. I mean, again, the 5 of Pentacles and the Empress, that even could be like feminine health. Or it has to do with a mother and someone getting left out in the cold. Yeah, they're always going to have something new that they can, you know, yeah, Hanged Man. Hanged Man, a moment of enlightenment here with an investment, with a business, with a payment, with a bribe. A business. What's this about? Paradise, again. Something about vacation, something about outside, something about traveling. Nature, traveling, outside. Something like that. Paradise. Engagement ring. Something about vacation, going on vacation, a ring, engagement, commitment, partnership. Okay. Completion. They don't want anybody looking into this. They don't want anybody looking into what they're doing. Yeah, they don't want anyone looking into what they're doing because they're a snake. That's why. That's the pathway that they chose. This mature man, because of the path, this has to do with a pathway that they chose with a mature man and their job, or someone's job, someone's occupation. Now, I don't know if this is someone working together with a mature man, or it has to do with someone that they wanted to work together with, or the path that someone chose here with their career, okay? A child. Or it has to do with innocence, trying to make someone look innocent, or because someone is innocent when it comes to a job, a career, okay? And this official person had an expectation. Now, I don't know who the official person is, okay? If it's another person that's not this corrupt one, or if it's the corrupt one that had an expectation. What's the expectation here that someone had? The expectation that someone had was that they didn't like some sort of news, okay? They didn't like what they were hearing. They resented something. They didn't want to accept something. Yeah, so that's kind of like someone telling this person, like, they're innocent. Like, this is not them, or this is, you know, clearing your name. And they're like, no, it can't be. It can't clear their name. It can't make collective innocent. You know, no. What are they trying to hide, huh? What are they trying to hide? They don't like this news, that's for sure. The Emperor, they didn't like something that the Emperor was saying to them, because they would have to let go of something. They would have to release something out of their control. They would have to give something and release it. Let go of it. Give it to someone else. And I feel like this person, there was no way they were going to hand anything over, give anybody else any kind of evidence. No way. Strength. Yeah, they felt like they could lie. They had the strength. They had the control. Lying for control. Lying for domination. Okay, lying and being strategic so that they can overcome something. They can have the strength. They can have the leverage. They can have the control and the domination over this, all right, with the justice system. They want something in their control. They want something to stay right where it is with them, okay? And it has to do with a privilege. It has to do with money. The money. They want the money right in their control. They want the bank accounts, the money trails under their thumb. That's what this is about. Concerned about a great fortune, really. A house. That's why they said, oh no, someone here, collective, you're planning something with a house and a great fortune and inheritance. And because collective is now, you know, we need to have collective under investigation for this new thing. That means the money stays with them, right? It stays under their control. The files are sealed with them in their cabinet. Something like that. So, let's see. Why is this Two of Cups here with a King of Cups in reverse? This has to do with a message. Something about you listening to your intuition here about a message and a relationship. So this person could have communicated something to you or to someone about a relationship. About a tape. A one-night stand tape. Really? But something about the date and the time. What the fuck? Don't tell me they even have a tape, man. That is weird. That is weird as hell. A one-night stand tape? A cassette? Now the truth is coming to light. Oh my god. About a tape. Don't tell me an AI tape. That is so fucking weird, yo. Ew. Ew, that's really gross. With a marriage, okay? A wedding. Something about a wedding? At a marriage, at a party? at a celebration, or something about a married couple, okay? Somebody tried to heal this heartbreak, or this has to do with someone being free from a toxic relationship. They didn't want the truth to come out about some sort of messages that they sent. Again, it's like they don't want, look, third party, they are creating fake messages, or they're writing them themselves, or they're using their own messages and trying to make it look like it's you, or they're a catfish profile pretending to be you. And in order to cover all this shit up, they're making what? Like, what is this? Queen of Swords in reverse. They don't want the truth to come out. Sun in reverse. About a broken family, a family falling apart. Oh my God, look, it's a catfish. It's not you sending those messages. These are not your messages. You were not communicating these things. It was a catfish. It was identity fraud. It was somebody pretending to be you. You didn't send these messages. They're not your messages. Okay? And they had to get away with this here. They had to try and get away with this. What they did in the past here with the King of Wands. They had to figure out how to get out of it. Because this was corruption. Because this was corruption. Oh yeah, because all of this was very illegal and very corrupt. And they're all under judgment. Okay? And this has to do with an empress and an emperor in the reverse. So, I don't know what that means. Okay, two elderly people, maybe a married couple that are both in the reverse. Or, I mean, that's what I'm getting with that. What is that about? Messages about a relationship. Oh man, a child in reverse. Or two people that are not parents. They're not parents. They're not having children, or they're not innocent, or someone's not innocent. Something about messages and a relationship. Something about these messages with a relationship. Someone is not innocent. Or about losing a child or something like that. Something about wanting some sort of sudden wealth because someone is in poverty. Somebody wanting sudden wealth, or somebody thinking that they're going to get some sort of sudden wealth. Okay, after being in poverty. Trying to stop a journey. Okay, trying to stop you from moving forward, trying to stop you from traveling, trying to stop something from progressing here. Oh, because they didn't want to be exposed as a false person. Because they didn't want to be exposed as a false person. Yeah. What is that with a cassette and a one-night stand, though? That's kind of weird, man. What is that? A cassette. Where they were trying to get something on tape. Maybe, but they couldn't do it. They couldn't get something on tape that they tried to get on tape. It has to do with somebody traveling, someone moving on, being heartbroken, somebody moving forward with some betrayal. Oh, King of Pentacles reverse. And the Knight of Cups. This is why this King of Pentacles moved forward with an offer, or a King of Pentacles in reverse gave something to someone, wanting to appear helpful, thinking that they would get victory and success by sending this to somewhere, giving this to someone, sending this somewhere. Oh, and it has to do with a death and a King of Cups in reverse. Or a Scorpio. Or is this a Scorpio? Or it's about a death or a permanent ending. What is that about? A King of Wands. Someone's job, someone's occupation. Lovers. Oh, they try to, yeah, this is where it started. It all started with someone trying to frame you for having a lover, or that you sleep around for work, that this is your job or something like that, okay? And this is what they gave to someone. That's what they turned over to someone. That's what they gave to someone. A main male. That's what a main male gave to someone. And this has to do with a main female traveling, a main female going on a journey. Traveling somewhere, okay? It has to do with a mature man and a married couple. So it all started when a mature man and a married couple worked together with a main male to try and frame you as someone that sleeps around for work. And they tried to do something with a videotape, okay, a one-night stand. They set up some sort of messages here where they try to make you look like you're an SEX worker is what I'm getting, okay, that you have lovers for your occupation. And this is what they tried to move forward with. This is what they gave to the King of Pentacles in reverse, or this is what the King of Pentacles in reverse acted on, is a King of Cups in reverse working together with a married couple to filter this information to a King of Pentacles in reverse. And this has to do with this money that they're trying to cover up. Okay. The pathway. The pathway to the great fortune, okay? That's the path. The path to the great fortune is that a King of Cups in reverse work together with a married couple to set this up to frame you as an SEX worker. And then when your name got cleared from that, they decided to just move ahead with something else. Confirmation. Yeah, because of the family being involved in this. Because that's what the family was involved with, or that's what the family got paid money for, okay? Or that's the money trail, is the first setup, which has something to do with lovers. And the fact that this came from a family member that was working together with a King of Cups in reverse. All right. So I think I'm going to leave it there. Yeah, they're trying to defend themselves now because they don't want to be attached to this, or they don't want someone to be bound to this, or they're being very defensive because there's something binding there. Like there's this King of Pentacles in reverse 100% found the evidence that ties these people together. And that's why they're being this way. That's why they're being so protective over this fake case. It's because they have the evidence that there's a connection there. That's what they don't want exposed, all right? So I'm going to leave it at that, guys, okay? We'll see what comes out next time, all right? Thanks for watching. Until next time, bye.